Hi YouTube, I have 8 different EDC sized flashlights here. Each of these takes a CR123A battery. Okay, we have the Olight S10R baton. Very highly recommended light by many people. We have the EagleTac. Yes, this is the D25C clicky. Alright, the EagleTac, another brand that's very highly recommended by many flashlight buffs. Right, here we have FourSevens Mini ML. Right, FourSevens, very popular brand. Another popular brand, Fenix. Right, this is the Fenix E15. Right, so Fenix. Right, this brand, it's a very good brand, but you might not have heard of it. It's actually, hold on, I don't know if you can see with the glare, it's a PAL light. Yeah, there's not many reviews of these, but it's a PAL light and it is a very good light. You will see. And this light is the ITP. It's the ITP on A1 EOS. Right, so the ITP light. This is a Trustfire light. It's just a $15 light, but it served me well. And this is a generic light. It doesn't have a brand name, but it is a $5 light. And it's kind of like the control group, just to show you what you can get for $5 in comparison to more pricey stuff. So the generic $5 light. Okay, so I'm going to do quick demos of all of these out the second story window. And this is a Trustfire light, quite inexpensive. The stand, the far target. The Trustfire light. And this is the Fenix light. And again over there at the stand and the far target, that bush. And now the Olight baton at the stand, at that bush. Yes, the legendary Olight. Okay, this is the FourSevens Mini, right at that little pile of snow there. And then at the throwing stand over there, and the far target, that bush over there. Yeah, and the snow is coming down. The FourSevens Mini. Okay, and this is the ITP light. The ITP light on high. Focus. Sorry about that, just had to refocus some things. But yes, this is the ITP light. And this is the EagleTac clicky. And again at the stand, that far bush. EagleTac clicky. And this is the PAL light on turbo mode, which is its highest mode. Oh, sorry about the focus. Like I said, this is the PAL light. Wow, and this has a bit more throw than some of the other lights. A little bit longer range. Yes, very nice. Catching that bush there. Okay, so that is the PAL light. Very cool. And this light is just a generic $5 light. Literally was only $5. That's without the light. Yes, the $5 generic light. It's doing pretty well. Pretty good for $5. Hey YouTube, my conclusion on these 8 lights. I would choose the EagleTac. The EagleTac would be my pick out of these 8 lights because I like the tail switch activation. It's also the brightest of these lights. It might be hard to tell, you know, especially looking through the snowstorm and everything. But trust me, I've tested this out a lot. And yeah, this is the brightest. This is definitely the brightest. And another reason I like this, you can pick between 2 different mode cycles. Now, one of the mode cycles you can pick only has 2 modes in it, and that would be the highest and strobe. That's exactly what I want in an emergency situation. I either want the most light possible, or I want to signal for rescue with the strobe, or I want to strobe a potential threat. So that is a really good that you can just select that very simple mode cycle. So yeah, this would be my pick out of these 8. The second runner-up has to go to the Olight. This is a very elite light as well. Comes with a recharging station, and you definitely would not be going wrong if you choose this. You know, the tail switch versus the side switch and the different modes. That's up to your personal preference, which of those you prefer. But I basically highly recommend the Olight as well. I cannot recommend this Fenix because the connection is very iffy. Sometimes it'll make contact for a millisecond and then lose contact and then make contact again, which causes it to accidentally cycle through a mode. Not good. And when it's off, if you just press down, it turns on again. If you press down, that's no good. So you have to unscrew it more, right? You have to unscrew it a lot to avoid that, and you have to unscrew it so much that it wobbles. Also, the battery rattles in here, so I just cannot recommend this Fenix. The ITP light had a few problems with the connection as well. It seems to be working better now. I kind of fiddled around with it, but when I first got this, it was also having problems with accidentally going through a mode. Right? The FourSevens did not have those problems. Interesting. So if you're going to go with a mid-range light and you want a twist top, which, you know, most people want an activation switch, but the benefit of the twist top is that it just allows them to make a shorter light. Okay? So if you want a shorter light that's a twist top, between $30 and $40, out of these 3, I would recommend the FourSevens. The only drawback to this FourSevens Mini is that it says on their website that it does not take rechargeable batteries. I don't know if that's because FourSevens also sells its own batteries. I don't know if it can really use rechargeables and they just don't want to say that because they want you to buy FourSevens batteries or what. Or if it actually can't work with rechargeables, or if it damages the light. Alright, so that is a drawback. That is a drawback. But if you don't care about that, I have to admit, this beats out these other 2, at least for me. So I do recommend it for a very short, mid-priced light. The PAL light, it's pretty high-tech. I'm going to have to do my own review of this because this actually has a touch switch that can change modes just by touching it. Right? That's just a solid piece of metal. It's not a mechanical switch. It's a touch-activated switch. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm going to have to do my own separate review just to explain everything about this. But it's a high-quality light. My main recommendations: this is an elite light you should get. This if you need something shorter for a keychain. And I think everybody needs 3 or 4 of these $5 lights. This light only has one mode, very simple. It's well bright enough for anything you would need just around the house. You know, it's not for commando tactical work, but as far as just a handy backup light, everyone needs a couple of these scattered around their house. You know, one for the garage, the kitchen, the basement. Like I said, it's well bright enough to, you know, check your water heater or whatever, check a corner of your garage. It's well bright enough for household use, and being only $5, it's definitely worth picking up a few of these. Now this one was only $15, and this one is even brighter, noticeably brighter than the $5 one. It needed a few modifications, another O-ring and some grip tape to make it usable. But if you can find one of these for a good price, one or two of these as a backup would be good too. Okay, so these are kind of the winners of this little contest. Now I realize there's a lot more lights out there than this, but you got to draw the line somewhere. And I mean, the video can only be, you know, it can only be so many minutes long. So just stay tuned, and I'll try to cover all worthwhile lights that I find. Alright, but I hope this was useful to you, especially if you're, let's say, into preparedness, or if you're into the everyday carry thing and you were looking to get into a CR123A powered light. This has been We All Juggle Knives and Lights Now. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm out.